We'll do a mini in-depth review of TPL, Texas Pacific Land Trust. You can see that the sequential and combo buy setup 9 end count was completed. However, it was not perfected like these perfection arrows, except going the other way, and that means bars 8 or 9 did not exceed the low of bars 7 and 6. So in this case, it's 7 it needs to tick under, and then the perfection arrows will print. So until then, I do not believe in any upside, even though the 13 here has one more day to go from the 29th. So this is the 11th bar, and this combo cell countdown 13 completion is stale now for any possible downside associated with it. That doesn't mean there can't be more downside. So one should wait for a price tick lower than this low before considering any new longs, and take stock of the situation then. And this low is pretty much right in between the buy TDST level and the sell TDST level. This one's from this 9 cell setup completion using the true low. Even though bar 1 was here, this is the true low, and this was the true high of this buy setup sequence 9 end count here. So everybody wants it to go up. It's going to hit a brick wall here at that buy TDST, and then after that the sequential disqualified sell risk and the minor phantom and variable combo here, and then there's the combo disqualified sell risk level there, along with the other lesser sell risk levels. So you can consider this a range, this buy TDST and sell TDST, even though it has not been tested yet. And if you've been following along, we bought low, so I would wait until it gets near this or hits it and see what happens. This sell TDST, there's just too much resistance to the upside at this one, and if you're really daring, could be a shorting opportunity. You can see back here before the TDST was printed, it pretty much nailed that sequential disqualified sell risk and then headed down. So it takes 1 to 4 bars after the 9 prints, and maybe between that there'll be some downside and get the perfection arrows. And here's the Williams percent R in the psychological line. The Williams percent R is down here by the oversold line, and that's an indication of there's plenty of room to run to the upside to get to the overbought line. So it's way down there, and there's still interest from people buying into this, as the psychological line is above 50 at 60. If this goes below 50 and hits 40, etc., then that's an indication of some major dumping going on with the TPL. And the megaphone cell 7 end count printed here on August 30th and coincided nicely with the downdraft. You can see the fast QQE went under the slow QQE way up above the overbought line in the nosebleed section. So it was due for a pullback. And the RSI is right below 50, and QQE is similar to RSI. And the ultimate oscillator is down near its oversold level below 50. and is pointed up. And the commodity channel index, similar to the Williams percent R in the last tab, is just now poking its nose above the oversold negative 100. It's at negative 80.39 and headed up, so that's a good sign, but I would still wait to see what happens with the perfection arrows for the 9 buy setup count. And the intermediate term KST is headed down. It is above 0. And the long term KST is really up there. Here's where we got into it here in July, around 1300 or a little bit under. And then it really skyrocketed. So right now, with the intermediate term pointed down and the long term pointed up, this is neutralized here for price. So it's up to the short term to make the move. And this one is below 0, negative 2.94. And it needs to make the move to decide which way it's going. So it has a bit of work to do to get above 0. And if this starts heading down, then we will be printing those perfection arrows and possibly testing the TDST line at the bottom. And again, that's down here at this level, 1465.30, the disqualified sell TDST. And here's the low again. It needs to tick under to get the perfection arrows for buy setup 9 end count.